Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Baharachah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, who teach and rule well, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing this gospel amongst the four winds with truth and sincerity. To you I say Shalom. All right, we just going to pick up where we left off. This is 1 Corinthians 9, 1 Corinthians 9 and 27, right? Just going into the race for the incorruptible crown, right? We're in a race for the incorruptible crown, but also in that same sense, every stride, every pace and breath we take, right? We're chasing the best version of ourselves, you know? We're getting closer to becoming who the Lord created us to be, right? The further we get on that path, right? The more, the more we get used to controlling our breath and pacing ourselves in this race, you know what I mean? You get more comfortable, build up your stamina, your strength, patience, temperance, everything that we just read in 2 Peter 1 and 3 in the last video. So we are to make our calling and election sure by doing this, because it all goes back to what we should be doing. What manner of persons are we to be when the end is nigh, knowing that the Lord coming back for separation, for judgment and deliverance, right? But what are we to be doing in the meantime? In holy conversation, right? Making our calling and election sure, right? Let me get that again, and I'm gonna roll from there. 2 Peter 1. I'm gonna jump down to verse 10. It says, "Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if ye do these things, ye shall never fall." Right? Give diligence. What's that word diligence mean? Edification. Spudadzo, to hasten, to make haste, to exert oneself, endeavor to give diligence, to be prompt and earnest, right? Labors, study. It's being just self-willed, man, taking initiative, focused, not sluggish, it's in order to be in a space to make your calling and election sure, your diet got to be right. Got to get enough sleep. Make sure your body and mind, your body and spirit is in check. It just helps. So that was pretty face value. The word diligence, to make your calling and election sure, because many are called and few are chosen. Only the few will be assured in that time. Lord willing, we endure unto the end and be accounted of that number, man. The Lord does the choosing on his time. What's that? Let me get Philippians 2 and verse 12. It says, "Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling." Right? So man, pray for integrity. Blessed are those who have not seen and believed. Right? The believing don't stop. You don't get selective with the believing, man. We got to eat the whole roll. This whole book, everything in its entirety. So these stories that were written, the things are written aforetime or for our learning, they should be building us up, our faith, our strength, man. Just even more so now that the Lord hasn't been here for over 2,000 years. The Comforter is the closest thing that we have to Yahweh Yahweh Shai, right? And speaking as a collective, as a nation. So we got to work our own salvation out with fear and trembling. Can't no other brother claim your salvation for you. You know what? Salakia. The second Esdras 7:7. It says, Salakia 7:6. It says, there is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow, and set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water, and only one path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. So you can't save nobody. Only Satan and the Lord do the saving. So it's like you work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. You make your calling and election sure. Not your brothers, not your mom, not you. Because again, the Lord does the choosing. You have not chosen me, I've chosen you. From since the beginning. So we got to work out our salvation with fear and trembling. All right, that healthy fear and fear of the Lord, or Yahweh Yahushai, because we know scriptures say that he didn't give us the spirit of fear, but that's the spirit of the fear of anything outside of him. All weapons of warfare are carnal, man. We don't fear anything that can breathe and bleed the same way we do. We don't fear the man that can kill the body, right? What's that, Matthew 10:27? We fear the Father. Matthew 10:27, real quick. What it says, Salakia 10:28. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the body, Salakia, but are not able to kill the soul. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul. But rather fear him in which is able to destroy both body and soul in hell. Period, man. It's that simple. You know, and it continues on. It goes into how, you know, the Lord provides for the sparrows, you know what I'm saying, for the grass. And when you scroll down to verse 36, 35, he says, for I am come to set a man at variance, Yahushai, against his father, and daughter against the mother, and daughter-in-law against the mother-in-law, and a man's foes shall be that they of their own household. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. So it's like he's telling us that we can only work out our own salvation with fear and trembling. We can't save nobody else. But also that those of our own household, those that we think we want to save, are going to turn on us. They're going to be foes. They're going to be enemies. The ones that know you the best, that know you the most, that understand you, that don't understand what you're doing. So that's why he said, if you love them more than me, you're not worthy of me. Because they going backdoor you. They're going to turn their back on you. They're going to let you down. They can't save you. It all leads back to the Lord, man. 2 Timothy, it says 2 Timothy 2 and verse 14. It says, one of these things put them in remembrance, charging them before the Lord that they strive not about words to no profit, but to the subverting of the hearers. That word subvert, basically going into, let me get it. Damn screen, man. Catastrophe.
Strong's G 2692. Catastrophe.
Catastrophe. So to subvert is to overthrow, destruction, metaphorically, of the extinction of a spirit of consecration. So you quenching the spirit of a brother that made action of making or declaring something, typically a church sacred. Yeah, so we have to be, all right, so we got to study. Oh, did we get that? Salakia. Right? So we know that subvert means to overthrow or to make one just not believe, right? To turn them away. Verse 15, study to show thyself approved unto Yahweh, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So this is exactly why 14 said, don't worry about words that mean nothing. You focused on the wrong shit. Because these type arguments and these type topics that are fruitless, you know what I'm saying? You could make somebody fall out or bug out or lead them down the wrong way. Which then the blood is on your hands. So when we, as verse 15 says again, when we are studying to show ourselves approved unto the Lord, Yahweh, we got to make sure we on point with the doctrine. Check in with brothers. Get some counsel before you throw a lesson up if you're not sure about a breakdown. Or just do some further studying, man. Just dive, bruh. You got to be all in with this thing, man. Every time I read something, I get 3-4 questions pop up. I either write them down or I just jump right to them. You know what I mean? And that's me personally. We gotta, when the spirit dealing, man, and you in that mode to preach or throw a lesson up or just read, take notes, or just have a conversation with somebody, lift their spirits up, you have to take advantage of that and cherish that. You know what I mean? That spirit is like the wind, man. Coming and going, man. Let me see. We could we have to choose our words. That's it. I'll probably just stop there. We have to choose our words wisely, though. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. It's not sparing feelings. But we got to make sure we on point with the doctrine, man. One body, right? So with that, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Baha Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the whole four elect. Kwam Yasharallah and the Baba Bar. Shalom.